Morning, Mark, and
Morning, Andrew.
welcome back to Blue Notes. Thanks for talking to us. ANZ's just released a report on the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement. It's a long report. I recommend it. It's on the site. But I was just wanting to get a sort of general sense from you. Free trade agreements often take a while to play out, years to play out. This one's 2 years old. Are you starting to see things yet from it?
Yeah, we are. Look, it's interesting about the trade agreements because they take a long time to put in place, but they take even longer to actually to get moving. Having said that, though, I think in the last 2 years we've already seen significant growth in two-way trade, so it's already having a big impact. And we've always been a big trading partner with China, and particularly around resources and iron ore and coal, etc. But we're now starting to see growth in trade, significant growth in trade outside of those particular commodities. And secondly, we're also starting to see diversity. So we're seeing areas of agriculture, health, those types of areas, engineering, education, all of those sorts of services are growing. So when you combine the free trade agreement with also some of the economic conditions we're seeing in China change, where they're moving to services industries and they're looking for more product from us, you get the combination of those things together, you're starting to see significant growth come through from the free trade agreement.
You touch on agriculture too. One of the other elements of China's development is that the middle class is growing. When they grow, they want better food, more high calorie food, more protein. Yep. So that flows in, I'm taking it, into agriculture, but also food processing? And
absolutely. Again, you're seeing that manifesting itself in two-way flow. So you're seeing not only the Chinese companies investing in agricultural farms, in wineries, in food processing companies here in Australia, so they learn and they're providing what we need, which is capital into Australia, but they're also getting skill sets and getting access to capability which they then can take back into China. So you're right about also the booming middle class. They're looking for protein, they are looking for a high calorie diet, and so Australia's seen as clean and green, high quality food. We're a trusted country for product, and so what we're seeing is large exports now coming from Australia, opened up by the free trade agreement in beef, Australian beef, because the Chinese won't import, it's banned to import US beef, so it's a big opportunity for us, but also in things like fruits and nuts, all those types of products which is growing in demand in China, we're now providing. So again, the two-way trade is occurring. Capital into Australia, an investment, and us taking product into China.
And stepping back from ChAFTA for a moment, you're in Asia all the time, every couple of weeks. What's your sense then of how trade is holding up? We've seen an anti-sort of globalisation push, but China's now announced the One Belt, One Road initiative. What's your general view of overall trade and the Chinese economy?
Yeah, look, there's been a global trade recession in the last 2 years as the economies of the world have been adjusting. But we sense that's bottomed, and we're seeing trade actually grow again. What is interesting is that President Xi is actually a proponent of free trade. Why is that? Well, they're obviously keen to continue to grow the Chinese economy, and stability is really important to them. So we think that the Chinese trade opportunity will only continue to grow. We expect that we'll see, through the One Belt, One Road initiative, investment into infrastructure, and that's going across road, rail, ports, right in through Asia, but also through Europe. They're doing that, the Chinese, and making investments in that so that they can open up routes for trade, similar to the old Silk Road, that will stimulate further growth in trade. So while we've seen the trade recession globally for a couple of years, actually trade in Asia is really starting to lift again. They will continue in China and in Asia to invest for the right infrastructure to stimulate trade, and Australia's right on the border of that. We can provide significant engineering services and advice into those sorts of infrastructure investments, and we're likely to see significant growth.
Well, you're about to head off to China again, so I look forward to talking to you again on the return, but thanks for speaking with us this morning.
Thanks, Andrew. Cheers.